All right, guys, happy Thursday. Can you believe we are into another week? Oh my goodness. So we are also at the end of September. It is September 24th, 2020. And hello to everybody who is joining me live. We've got a fun project today. And as promised, it will be a light up card. I know you will be excited about seeing this in action if you haven't seen some of my other videos using the Easy Light kits from Pearblossom Press. We'll be using that today. So today is the last week for our Caticorn stamp and die set, and even though I love this stamp set, I really do, and I will use it again, it really was a stretch for me to create with this since it's something a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but I'm glad that you guys all really enjoyed the projects. So a little bit of housekeeping as we get started here. Don't forget that I do have all of the product links down below. They are affiliate links, so if you use them and check out, I may get a small commission at no additional cost to you, and that helps to keep this craft education channel up and running and free. And I've got a couple other things in the comments area for the live chat. I've got today's supplies, so you can link out to that from there as well. And then also there is a new survey, and I'm gonna mix it up a little bit this month. The survey, if once you fill that out, you will be entered into a drawing for a $15 Altenew gift certificate. Yay! So one of you will win a gift certificate, and then there is also a coupon code in there for 50% off a Inspire File PDF from my blog. And you know, I just realized that I haven't set up the coupon yet, so make sure that you kind of hold off on that until probably a couple hours from now. I'll make sure I set that up right away after we are done here. And I do have the PDF from last month finally finished. It is fantastic. It is over 20 pages. It is amazing. It has all of our projects from last month, and it has links to the videos. It has links to the products. It has links to some of my favorite things from the month. Full color, full instructions. I changed it up a little bit so I could be more detailed with the instructions and take up less space with the links for the products. So those are all kind of condensed into a shopping list style. So you click on one link and it'll take you to the shopping list for that particular project. So I hope you enjoy it. It is out there now. And you'll have a discount coupon for that. So those are both ready, and you only have through like this evening, maybe until a little bit into tomorrow, to do the survey. So and actually you kind of need to catch it live. Yeah, so I would do it after the live is over. That's fine. I will definitely leave it up all night tonight. I'll shut it down sometime tomorrow, probably Saturday morning. Actually, I will shut it down. Just want to make sure that I give that extra perk to those that join me live. So that's an incentive to keep coming back live when I do these surveys. I will start doing more giveaways for those. So tons of fun. Okay, so those two things. Let's see, what else did I want to tell you guys? Oh my goodness, I put in the largest order. Oh my gosh. I just got totally bowled over with the new Tim Holtz Halloween stuff, and I like Halloween. I don't always like get crazy about it because we don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters, we don't have kids, we don't live near family, but Halloween is pretty cool. And I've been wanting to do some more mixed media, and I've been thinking about doing things other than cards, so I picked up a whole pile of stuff. I picked up the new Distress Oxide color, the Distress Ink color, because I love that shade of orange. It's just so beautiful. So I'm made this huge order, and hopefully I should have it by next week, so maybe I'll give you a little scoop on that. Oh, so speaking of next week, October has 5 weeks to it, and our stamp set for October will be the Wild and Free stamps and die set from Altenew, and we're going to do lots of great things with this stamp set. But I was so very disappointed with the last live that I did for the Face the Sun stamp set, where we used the Goosebumps medium and did like the resist technique with that, and we did the technique with the washi tape. And I can't go back and fix the audio for it. And actually the video was kind of crummy too, because I just didn't have things set up right. I was in the middle of changing my whole rig and it was just a disaster. So since there's 5 weeks in October, I thought I would take the first weeks, which is next Thursday, that's October 1st, to redo that live. And I like to keep it live because I like doing the interaction with you guys. And that's actually the video that will be linked in the PDF. So next week is a redo week. So if you missed that one, you'll get to see it again. It was a ton of fun. I really, really, really love those projects. And actually, I think you can see, oh, I guess I took it down. One of the cards was behind me, but oh well. You'll see it on the preview screen for the videos. Anyway, and actually you can go back and look at the old video, but it's so painful to listen to. I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to redo that next Thursday. So if you want to skip it because you've been around, you can skip it, or you can come back and watch it again and ask more questions because you'll be able to hear me better. So I'll be redoing that one. Anyway, let's see. So survey we talked about. There's a survey link. If you're just joining, do the survey, get entered in for a $15 gift certificate from Alta New, and get your coupon code for the latest PDF from last month's projects. Actually, you can use it. You'll be able to use it for any of the PDFs. So you can go back and grab August's or July, I guess. July's, and then August, and then I will have the one for Caticorn up probably this weekend. So if you want to wait to use the coupon will be good through next Thursday. So if you want to wait for the Caticorn projects, then just hold on to the coupon code and you'll be able to use it into next week. Okay, so if you have any questions about any of that, let me know. If you're catching it on the replay, you might be able to do the survey. I'm not posting the survey in the discussion. It's something for live participants mainly. So if you're able to see the live stream of the comments, you'll see it there. But that doesn't show up right away because YouTube needs to kind of post-produce some of the video and make it ready to go for replay. So you won't see our chat here right away. Okay, so if you have any questions about any of that, let me know. I didn't want to take up too much time with all the blah, 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 right? So we hear that all week. We just want to craft. So let's go down to my hands. And here we are. Okay, so today, as promised, this is our last card with the Caticorn set, and we will be doing a light up card. So let me show you. Isn't that so fun? So this is using the Easy Light sets from Pearblossom Press, and they are truly 100% easy. They are so simple. They come with everything that you need to make a 3 light up. Okay, so it comes with the 3, it comes with the battery pack. It comes even with the batteries that you need, so you don't have to go find batteries. And then it has 3 LEDs at the end. And so it's just right here. And I don't have like, I should get like a little stamp or something. There's a couple that are out there now that you can do like a little tab or whatever. Usually I would put like a little tab here that says press here, I'm interactive or something like that. So, but that's today's card. And I thought you guys would really appreciate this because we're not doing any coloring of the Caticorns. We are just doing die cuts for these. So another way to use your animal stamps and die cuts is that you can just die cut them as silhouettes and create another fun look with them. Okay, so we're going to spend most of our time doing our ink blending because this comes from white paper, and we're going to do, I'll show you how to freeform this, and then we'll talk about the Easy Light. All right, no pencils, no nothing. We're doing ink blending today. Okay, so I don't even really need the stamp set. I pulled out the 2 star dies, but otherwise I already pre-cut our little kitties because I mean, we know how to die cut, right? So there was no need to watch me actually do that. So the kitties are already cut. They're just done up in black cardstock. All right, and then I have a whole bunch of the stars already cut in some yellow cardstock. So those are all ready to go. And I'm just going to set these aside for later. Okay, so really our first thing is going to be ink blending. All right, so Sue, I'm hitting a sweet spot with you. Ink blending is one of your favorite things, so awesome. Okay, so I have a piece of Accent Opaque 80-pound cardstock, and I've just got this is a one of those kitchen liners for your baking. And I use this for like a blending surface, so I don't have to like wipe up. I can just move it out of the way. It stains, but it doesn't, the stain doesn't transfer, right? So I don't have to worry about getting it on my paper. And then I'm taking one of these Sizzix sticky sheets. This is the one designed for the big shot, but I cut them down into smaller pieces. And that helps me to keep this piece of cardstock in place. And then I don't even have to worry about it moving around. Okay, so the colors that we're using for this are Ulta New colors. They are not distress colors. We're going into Ulta New, and so I'm pulling out, because I really only have, I have a pile of distress inks. I have lots of distress oxides, but I wanted a nice, rich, gorgeous dark night, and so I thought these would be really great colors. So I have Desert Night, Starlight, Emerald, and Andromeda. So 4 colors to create this beautiful night sky, and we're going to start with the Starlight. So this is going to be our base, and I've got 3 of my blenders out, so I don't have to worry about cleaning them and changing colors. Oh, Sue, you need to find your sticky sheets. They come in so handy. I cut them down. I very rarely use a whole size because they stick so well that I can just cut them up. And you know, I don't think I put them down in the list, but I should have. So I will update the list later with those. And if you use the link to get to the list, it will auto update when I update it. Okay, so I know I'm getting like some splotchiness right now. I don't care because this is going to be like totally covered. All right, hello to everybody who is joining us. San Francisco, it's sunny in there. Well, I'm glad that you guys are getting some sun finally. The smoke from all of the wildfires out west was coming over our state in Nebraska here for a while, but it was so high up that like you couldn't smell it or anything, but it was covering the sun. So we had like these kind of cloudy days that that were just really kind of weird. They were just like hazy overcast days, but it was because the smoke was coming across. Anyway, I'm glad to see that you guys have sun. All right, question about blenders. A couple of the pink and main with brown bristles. Yes, they probably are very, very similar. They are tightly packed and they have kind of the same ergonomic style handle, right? So I'm sure the pink and main blending brushes are very similar to the Ulta New ones. All right, so I really wanted to get, honestly, like I could have just taken this ink and just spread it all over, but I do want to get some color gradation in here, so it's okay. And like I said, I was not going for neat to begin with. All of this is going to be covered, so I really just kind of put my blending brush right down onto the paper, and of course it's going to leave a mark. If you come in from the side, it will never leave a mark. If you load up your brush a little bit less generously, then it won't leave a mark either. But for this base layer, I just really didn't care. I wanted to get color on the paper. Oh, wow, Nancy, that's amazing. Okay, so that is Starlight, and it's just a beautiful shade of blue. So I'm going to start popping in some Desert Night. Same blue blending brush. And Desert Night is kind of has a little bit of a green hint to it. It's definitely a nice dark blue. Dark blue though. Yeah, absolutely. Supporting local companies, you know, so if they're Pink and Main, you're still supporting Pink and Main, right? But if you're buying from a local store and you're buying those Pink and Main brushes from a local store, then you're supporting both, right? So if you have the opportunity to support local, definitely take a look and see what your local crafting store has to offer. Your small mom and pop shops, for sure. Right? A lot of these products you're not going to find in a big box store anyway, right? So either you're shopping online or you're going to a local store. So, Okay, and my fingers are turning blue. See, that's just going to happen. I really don't have to worry about getting color all the way to the bottom because this is going to be covered, but I want to have options. So I like to just do the whole panel and then see what it looks like. Okay, so that is blue. See, those fit in here too, and you can flip them up so that way you know what color you're working with. All right, so now I'm going to go into the emerald, and we're going to get a little bit of a green in here. And you can kind of see that it's subtly changing it. And you know, a couple weeks ago we were talking about different ink pads, and I was asking you guys if you thought I should get full-size ink pads or stick with the minis or whatever. Well, I decided I'm doing so much work with Altenew right now that I was going to start investing in the full-size ink pads. So I will have both the larges and the minis. And I think they both have their advantages. So like for something like this, I would be able to get more ink onto my blender a little more easily. All right, but I'm still considering getting another set from a different company, so I have some different colors. I'm thinking about getting ones that are like the firm foam pads though. So right now I think that would be Concord and Ninth. I think their new ones came out as the firm foam pads. I'm a huge fan of the firm foam pad. That's what Stampin' Up! Transitioned to when they changed their ink pads. Actually a while ago. Before they changed the style of the packaging even, they had switched over to firm foam pads. Anyway, so I think outside of Stampin' Up! You've got Concord and Ninth, and then I know the Stamp Market does firm foam pads. So Sarah used a new color to almond butter. Ooh, that's in one of the brown sets, isn't it? Okay, so I've got a little bit of emerald on here, and you can see that. All right, so where it started to blend with the darker blue, it looks a little darker. Now, I think in the video, well, you can definitely see the green. It just kind of depends on what your screen is shooting back at you. So you can see the green is kind of in this triangular area here. So now I'm going to start throwing some purple in here, and then we'll come back with a Desert Night to just kind of blend things over completely. Okay, so we're into Andromeda, which is purple. So I wanted kind of like a galaxy night sky. And this is one of those times when I think that green and purple work really well together because you have blue to help kind of blend it all, right? Yeah, so Ms. Tamp, I think you're totally on track there. Sorry, I could have been blending. I was reading your answer. So yeah, it's for me, because I'm doing work with them, it makes sense to have the larger ones in some instances, right? So get the large of what you use the most and minis for other. Yeah, and so that's kind of how I've started. I picked some of the large sets that I thought I would get the most use out of. So I picked a set of blue, a set of orange, maybe a set of green. I can't remember. I think so, like Tropical Fiesta or the Tropical Forest. That's what I meant to say. The green, I love those shades of green. All right, so this didn't really need a whole lot of purple. And every time you do this, it's going to be a little different, right? So this paper is like soaking it up. So if you wanted to know how Accent Opaque works with blending, now you know. It works really, really well. Okay, so I'm going back into the Desert Night just to kind of finish blending everything together. And I will have Smurf hands tonight for sure. See, look, I should have used a little Post-it or something to keep my fingers clean. That's all right. Everything we're doing today is dark, so I'm not concerned about getting it on anything, I don't think. All right, so there we go. That's good. All right. There we go. So those were the colors. Again, Starlight was the base, and then we did Desert Night, Emerald, and Andromeda. Okay. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of this blue off my fingers. Okay, so the next thing I want to put on here is a little bit of white spray. And this white spray likes to go everywhere. See, look, it's already like dripping. I think I've got, like, there's something wrong with the bottle itself. It's always dripping everywhere. So I am going to grab my splat box just to keep everything safe. Okay. Oh, Sue. Yeah, gotta get your touch-ups done. All right, so good thing I wanted that everywhere because it was about to fling. All right, so I want to get kind of like a two-tiered look here. So this is really starting to just seep into the paper, but I am going to pick it up with the paper towel. Just to make sure that this first layer, there we go. And then I'll put a second layer on top. All right, and hopefully that stays a little bit more white. See, look at it. This is like leaking all over the place. I need to, actually, I think I have a different bottle. I need to just like toss this into. Okay, I'm gonna set this as like way aside so I don't get it everywhere. Do you guys have messy stuff too? Like unintentionally messy? Ugh, gross. Okay, so now I can take that out of here. All right, so there is our finished sky. And it looks pretty galaxy-like, I think. All right, so my Sizzix pieces on the back. Don't want to lose that, so I will. Now with this, I will put it right back on the carrier sheets. I don't think it matters really which side you put it on. It's not going to stick permanently, so I will. And see, then I can just reuse this. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, so with the splatter, you really just need to, I hold it up pretty high and I'm moving my hand around all the time with it. Sometimes I use a paintbrush to get teeny tiny splatter, but I didn't really need that today. Okay, so this, I don't know if it's dry. The one thing I notice about the Alta New white is that it takes a little bit of time to dry. So may the force be with you. Becca, you're hilarious. So I'm just actually going to pick it up with my paper towel just to make sure that this is dry. I hate wiping my hand across it and it's like, and it starts to spread. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for a moment so we can do our hillside. Now, this hillside is completely hand done. And so I will show you how I did this. And I just want to kind of get a gauge on here because I liked the way this hillside turned out. So I have a piece of this green cardstock and I'm just going to mark the ends on here so I can do the same kind of thing. So I did, there we go. Something like this. Now I know there's dies for this. I don't have dies for this. Okay, so we're going to use this marker in a minute again too. So now I've got my Hillside here, just free-handed. There we go. Oh, half of them are clogged. Well, that's a good idea, Sue, to put them in water brushes. Yeah, the sprays, sometimes they get clogged, so you have to, if you take the top off and just soak the whole nozzle, that usually loosens it up. Oh no, Nancy, I would go back to whomever you purchased your oxides from and see if they will replace that for you. Okay, oh, here we go. Okay, so I have VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. Can use any black, really. I'm going to use it for the sentiment, so that's why I have that out. And then I have these blending brushes. Now, I love finger daubers because they give you a lot of control. I hate finger daubers because they're just usually foam and you throw them away. And so you've got this whole little plastic piece that's not reusable, that's going into a landfill somewhere, and it makes me angry. Can you tell? So these ones were developed by Linda over at iCrafter. Can you see that? Yeah, iCrafter. And, oh, let me pull out the rest of them so you can see. So they come in a pack of 10 and they are a little pricey, but here's the thing. These are brushes. So these are brush ends. Let me show you one that's never been used. See that? They're the miniest, teeniest, tiniest brushes. So this is like the itty bitty teeny tiny baby of the Altenew brush. Okay. They are rounded. And I like the way they work. So if I need a finger dauber, and they come, you get 10 in a pack, and they are color coded, which is kind of nice. All right, and they work just like a regular finger dauber. So, Becca, let me tell you how I really feel. They are, oh shoot, iCrafter. I want to say like mini finger daubers or something like that, but go to i-crafter.com. and you'll find them there. I had a link for them from a cherryontop.com, but they are out of stock at a cherryontop.com. So I will, and I totally forgot to swap out links. So I will pop that one out there afterwards. iCrafter is great. They've got some really interesting products. I haven't used any of their stamps or dies yet, but they're the ones that have the mat that I use with my Gemini, the self-healing mat that I really like. So a couple of little innovative products from them. So you can see, I mean, it works quite nicely as a finger dauber, obviously. It holds a lot of ink. It's something that you can control very easily. It doesn't leave little swirls. I mean, unless you've got too much ink on your dauber, it doesn't leave little swirls. It does really well. Okay, so I want to, you can still see the little black lines, and I hand cut this, so it's not super perfect. So I'm going to take my scissor and just scrape on the edge here. And that's going to help get rid of any imperfections in my cutting job. Give it a little more texture. And there we go. All right. Be careful, Becca. Ms. Tamp might just order a set for you. She might not take that lightly. She might have a surprise in your mailbox. Okay, so let's pop our sentiment on here before we forget, because then we need to do assembly, and yeah, you don't want to be doing this. Yep, you got it, Paula. That is exactly them. It's like I said, they're kind of expensive. I did buy these myself, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm paying $40 for blenders. But again, they are brushes. They can be washed. They can be used over and over again. You can use them with all sorts of mediums. They are really, really great. So definitely worth looking into. And like I said, I will, I'll pop the link down below after we are done here. I just totally forgot to do that. Oh, okay, so I threw the stamp set all the way across my table here, and I need it. Oh. Okay, so grab my sentiment off of here. And this is definitely one, I mean, I don't want to redo this, so I'll definitely be popping this down here. And this is going like right into the very bottom. So you'll know right away if it is not aligned right. So I'll use my VersaFine Clair and Nocturne again. I'll make sure that looks good. All right, so I think that spacing actually, it looks pretty good. I can't believe I got that aligned without having my head right over it. Here we go, guys. So almost finished Hillside. It could be finished if you wanted it to. Thursday Humans. Yes, that is us, the Thursday Humans. We are a ton of fun. Yeah, so the black on the green, just to give it a little bit of a nighttime look, right? So I will take my journaling, my journaling pen, and I'm going to put some little grass detail. All right, you can't see that. This might be too dark too. Let's pop some something white underneath to help. Okay, so these are just little flick, flick, flick. 1, 2, 3. For little grasses. And it's very much like when you use a Copic marker or a any kind of alcohol marker and you want to do that flick. It's just a little bit more pressure at the beginning and it lightens up as you go. And you'll get little leaves. Oh, Paula, I am glad that you found them in the UK. If you want to pop the link down in the comments area, I would totally appreciate it because it's always nice to for anyone that stops by from the UK, if they want to find them, to have a little link. All right, so there, you see those cute little grasses, nighttime grasses. Okay, back it out. So now I think we have, now we need to make some holes for our lights. So we've got our easy lights. I'm going to show you how I use the sticky squares. We're going to throw in a little bit of vellum. And our background is pretty dry at this point. You know, we put a lot of ink on here, but that paper took it so well. I mean, look at how rich and gorgeous that looks. Okay. So I actually need to run this through twice because I've got but 2 sets of stars. So we'll pop this through twice. So I thought like I'd have like the bigger set of stars here and then a set of stars here. So when you are doing this, what you want to do to make sure that your stars don't get too far down into things is kind of dry place everything. Actually, you could glue in your cats at this point because they are going to be straight on your card base. So see, like if I'd done that, these little stars here might have been too close. So let's, I kind of like the way that I had this guy. How was that? Oh, I see. I had her tilted a little bit. I really like the way that this laid out. So they're kind of like butting heads together. So cute. All right, so kind of like that. So I've got these guys in place. Just gonna pop a little bit of glue behind them. Yeah, it does look like velvet. So we're gonna have cats in space for a minute. They could be kissing. Or more appropriately, if it was my two boy cats, they would be sniffing each other's butts. Oh my gosh. Okay, so actually I have this little spot for that now. I'm like, dudes, gross. Give those a minute to stick down. All right, so now that I know where the kitties are, actually, we'll put in stars later. Now I can kind of pop my star dies where those need to go. Okay. Yeah, so you could do up a totally different background and you could have two cats kissing with some mistletoe. All right. So these stars would be worth saving if you needed some dark stars for a project, for sure, or you can just toss them. All right, and then I'm going to take, again, this little grouping of 3 and kind of push it down over here. Notice that they're not even, and that's okay. Oh, thanks, Ms. Tamp. I figured just email was good enough, but it was very smart of you. Okay. So there we go. All right, let's reset for assembly section. Okay, I need a card base. There we go. All right, so normally when you do a pop-up card, this is the piece, like this would go on here probably flat, and then you would pop this whole thing up. I wanted to do it a little differently. So I wanted this piece to be flat on my card base, okay? So what I need to do is cut out a little notch here. All right, and I just made like a little extra notch there so that way the wires can come through. Okay, so I need to cover these up. I'd like them to be like yellow stars to match my yellow stars here. So I have a Copic marker. This is Napoli yellow. And I'm going to glue some pieces of vellum on the back. Ooh, that's actually big enough. Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you guys, I had an Altenew class, a Zoom class on Tuesday, and I got to meet Teresa in person. She was in class. It was a ton of fun. So, Teresa, if you're out there, hello, it was so good to see you. Like, literally see you, because it's a Zoom class. Okay, so all 3 of the star die cut areas are covered. And I'll just take my marker and color the vellum on the back side. That's it. So now they're yellow. Okay. So have you used Easy Lights before, or is this something new that I am showing you guys today? Or have you used a different brand of lights before? There's another brand out there. It's called, well, it should be Tronics, but that is a little bit more in depth because you have to like put down your metal strips and then you have to press things into it and then make the connections. This makes it so easy. So these just kind of come all coiled together. And like I said, there's 3 lights per strand. All right, and each light has a red wire and a blue wire. So just split your strands, make sure that you've got 3 here. So this is 2 lights and they just snap in half. So this is one set of lights that I'm not going to use. So I'll set that aside. Okay, and then it comes with the battery that you need. And there's a little plus that shows you that you should have the plus side up. So you just pop in that little lithium battery and then press your button, the purple button here, to make sure that it's working. Ta-da! All right, so if you only want 2 lights, all you have to do is snip one off. Okay, so Ms. Tamp says, I have a pack, but only flower stamps. What to do? Cut a little hole or hole punch a little hole in the center of your flowers and then use these in the center of your flowers. Or use them as an accent throughout, you know, like you would use sequins or something like that. You could even put sequins down and cut a little hole and put it in so that it's coming out through the sequins. That would be gorgeous. There's so many ways that you can use these that don't include things that are traditionally lit, like stars or lights, right? So there's lots of ways that you can use these. You just have to think a little bit outside the box. Okay, so like I said, I wanted this to be flat. So I'm going to slide this through the little slit that I made here on the paper. All right, and I want to make sure that I'm leaving enough room so that I can put like a little 1/4 inch strip of foam, adhesive foam. So I probably should have moved that slit over a little bit more, but I can still bend these down and pop them through. So you see how that's going to work? I just have that slit in the paper there, and this guy's going to go right here. Okay, so you can use regular liquid glue. I wouldn't use a tape runner because it won't stick. I also use super glue because it sticks like instantly and it's not going to come up. So 9 times out of 10, I'm using super glue. So you better know where you want it to go. Otherwise, it's going to come up on you. All right, so now I've got that glued down. It just needs to cure for a second here. Yeah, so Miss Tam, I have to tell you, I had to get creative with these at first because Amanda had sent me some to try out, and I was like, oh, these are so cool. I don't have any fun little things to use them with, and so I had to get creative and use them like with flowers and things as well. So that's why I say you can use them with anything. You just have to be a little bit creative about it. Okay, so the one thing I forgot was some washi tape. Oh, washi. Okay, this. Okay. So if you want, this is all going to get covered. So you can just hold down your wire here so it doesn't accidentally pull. All right, so now we're going to work on the back. All right, and on the back side, I like to use these sticky squares. Let me show you why. So if I hold one of these lights up, and I like to do it so that it's kind of like in between the 3. It's not directly in one of them. But if I do it that way, let me just hold this down. You see how you get just like a little light? All right, whereas if you stick it on with a sticky square, the material from the glue from the sticky square just kind of helps magnify the light, and you see how much brighter those are? That's because I use the sticky squares to stick them down. Okay, so this is how I do that. I'm gonna zoom in a little, whoa, no, wrong way. Zoom in just a hair closer so you can see this happen. Okay, so sticky squares. I mean, you could use glue dots or whatever. These are just happen to be the ones that I have. Okay. And what I do, I make sure that it comes up off on the clear side, and I'm going to put it on the back side of this light. Come like so. Now, if you don't care about like how much luminescence you're getting, you can just tape these down. You don't have to do what I'm doing here, but I find that this gives me even better results. So I think it's worth talking about. Okay, so it's basically embedded in this little sticky square right now. And then I'm going to put it in the center. There. And you see how now this little glue square is kind of mushed all around this little grouping of stars. So now it's going to be brighter. See how much brighter that is? Because it's basically illuminating that whole little sticky square. Whereas if it was just on its own, it has no material to illuminate itself with, and so it's not as bright. See? So if you notice that there is like a little area here where it's not illuminating as much, like over on the side here, I just add another sticky square and it just kind of compounds the amount of luminescence that occurs. Wow, that was a lot of big words. All right, so we get to do this 2 more times. Pop this on the back of the light. And if that happens, you can just discard it and try again. You can actually, you know, just put it down first and then put the sticky square on top of it too. So let's try it that way. Okay, so I'm going to take put it down where I want it, and then just put my sticky square over it. That works just as well. All right, sign up for Scrabble. Boy, Becca's got words today. Okay, so I'll pull all of those off. And I'm going to add a couple extras just to, like I said, cover all of the stars. So it really doesn't take this long. It's just I'm explaining this to you, right? So once you've got the hang of it, it's not hard to do this at all. So don't be intimidated by like how long this seems to be taking. Just remember, I'm talking to you guys at the same time. When you do it, you don't have to talk to anybody. You can just, well, you could talk to your cat, or you could talk to yourself, or you could just, you know, do it. Okay. So with these extra little bits here, I'm going to just kind of pull those over and grab some more washi tape. And pop that down. Okay, so this is good. I don't have to peel these off the back, but I probably will, just because that's going to give me some extra glue. All right, now this I'm putting directly down on my card base. So let's back out here. All right, so hey, for those of you that have some of the Pearblossom Press kits, the Easy Lights, now you know how to use them. Oh my goodness, break them out. Have fun with them this weekend. All right, so I'm going to really glue this up because I want to make sure I've got good contact. All right. To be honest with you, I wasn't sure if this method was going to work at first, but I was so happy that it did. I wasn't sure if the wires were going to pop up too much, but they really didn't. So very, very happy with the fact that I could lay this down basically flat. All right, you would always just need something to cover up your little mechanism here. And that's not a big deal to do, right? So I mean, if you were doing, if you were doing something different, you know, say maybe this was flowers and you wanted to have the lights coming out of an arrangement of flowers with a vase, you could hide this behind the vase, right? Okay, so let's double check, make sure everything is still working. See, this is where you have to make sure everything's working before you glue it down, because once you have it glued down, there's no coming back from that. All right, so we are good. Yay. Okay, so let's add in. So this guy's going to fit right on here like la perfect. And you do need basically 2 rows of tape, because the battery pack is thick. So usually, depending on what kind of foam you have, you're going to need to do 2 layers. Okay. And I guess I could have put it all the way around this. I kind of forgot that this didn't go all the way up. That's okay. Oh, yeah, you know what? We're supposed to have like a 90-degree day this weekend here in Nebraska. We've had like some beautiful, gorgeous, like 70-degree days. It's been fantastic. And then they're like, it's going to be 90 this weekend. I'm like, ack. So I'm ready for fall. Fall is my favorite time of year, for sure. Right. So that should be good. Really? Apparently this was down too far. See, I should have done it all on the back. That's all right. There we go. Light Up City. See, so cool. Okay, so if you want, I think it's kind of nice to add in some extra stars. So that way it's not like, oh, there's only 3 little star sets, blah, blah, blah. This just kind of helps give it a little bit more of a star-filled sky kind of look. And you can pull them down on the side. You don't have to add 2 packs of lights. All right. There. And you know what? This is one of those rare times. Like, I would use tweezers, but these little guys are so flat that I'm going to use this little pick-me-up thing that I have for my silhouette. I like never, ever, ever use this thing. Catarific. Oh, Sue. Haha. You're so funny. But this is a scenario where this little tool actually works really well. Because the paper will stick really well, obviously, to the glue. It's not like you're trying to put down sequins that sometimes don't like to stick into glue, right? Oh, Becca says her favorite card. Well, yay, I'm glad you liked it. I really had a fun time creating this one, coming up with the idea for it and everything. When I first got that stamp set, I knew I was going to do a light up card with it. And here we are. So there, Caticorn goes out with a bang. I just tried to put the wrong lid on that. With this super, super fun lineup card. Yeah. All right, well, I'm glad that I got to share with you the Pearblossom Press Easy Lights, because I didn't think any of you would have them, but I'm so glad that you do, because now you can get them out this weekend and create something fun with them. And if you haven't had them before, now you know that you need to get them, because you can add these to all sorts of things. I will, if you want, I can incorporate Easy Lights into next month's projects with the Wild and Free. So that'll be a floral set with an Easy Light. We can do that for sure. All right, so there we go. Let's see, we are at 5 o'clock. That's pretty perfect timing. All right, so don't forget, scroll all the way back up to the top of the comments. I think you can do that. Yes, I can do it, so you should be able to. List for today's supplies. Those are all affiliate links, and when you use those to shop, I could get a small commission that helps to defray costs for all this free crafty education. So I appreciate it when you do use those links. I will update the supply list link and the supplies down below in the description with the iCrafter blending brushes, because you guys are super interested in those. So I will make sure that I've got those links updated. And don't forget about the survey. If you're catching this live, do the survey. It will be open until, I decided it will be open until Saturday morning. So you can, if you are catching this on the replay tomorrow, Friday the 25th, you can still take advantage of the survey. If you're looking at the comments over on the side, the live running comments during the live broadcast. And that will get you into the drawing for the Altenew $15 gift certificate. It will also give you a coupon code for half off a Inspire File PDF. So the Caticorn PDF will be available, if not tonight, it'll be available tomorrow. Hopefully tonight. That's my project for tonight, to finish that and get it up there for you guys. The coupon is good through next Thursday. I will announce the winner of the $15 gift certificate next Thursday as well. And next Thursday, we will be doing a rebroadcast of, or a redo, I should say, of last month's last card set from Picket Fence, because I want to get some better audio and video for you. It was really a disaster of a live, not because of the projects or because of the creating and all that kind of stuff, just because the audio and the video was just really crummy. So we can do better, can't we? All right, so guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on the way out. I appreciate it when you do that for these videos. And I hope you have a super duper crafty weekend. Use your Pearblossom Press Easy Lights if you've got them, and share them out on social media so I can see them. Teresa shared out her projects with me out on social media, the ones that she did with the Altenew class earlier this week, and they were gorgeous. So share out your projects. I'd love to see them. Oh, and one last thing, don't forget the Sketch Starters Challenge. There's a link for that down below. Is still going on for this month, and that closes on Wednesday. So you have this weekend still and into next week a little bit to get your projects in for that, and that is also for another $15 Altenew gift card. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm so happy to see you, as always, every Thursday here at Running with Scissors, and I will be back next week. But until then, happy crafting.